This is a trial run. This is Project StarCraft. Going to be casting, or at least self-commentating, a game between myself and a Protoss player on the North American ladder by the name of Animus. So let's get right into it. So spawning in the far left position on Antiga Shipyard, we have our red player, Protoss, named Animus. This is actually a random player who actually was able to pick up Protoss. Spawning in the bottom right position on this map as well as myself, Project. I'm going to be trying to cast from my point of view instead of actually commentating between both players and going from there. What I like to do in each matchup, I'll kind of briefly discuss, and I'll discuss my PvP strategy and my PvX strategy, so PvX is considered random. What I like to do in PvP is I like to open Dark Templars. I don't necessarily say that I'm going to rush to Dark Templar, but I'm going to eventually get to Dark Templar. And what that'll do is it allows me to force my opponent into a couple different things, which I'll explain more into that in a little bit. What I like to do in a PvX, or if my opponent goes random and I'm not able to quickly figure out what they're doing or figure out what race they are, I like to do a 3-gate sentry expand. And that's something that I did a lot in the early stages of the game. It's pretty safe. You get a lot of sentries for force fields to, prevent any kind of shenanigans from happening, and it allows me to be able to expand pretty well and be able to hold off a lot of different kinds of cheeses. So I'm scouting around the map. I decided to scout in the top right first because if I'm expanding towards my opponent, then by taking the third, that's in the bottom right-hand corner of the base where my cursor is, I like to notate that because it'd be close by air. I see that he's Protoss, so I haven't deviated too much from my build. I would normally do this very same thing, except my building placement would be a little bit better optimized. So since I've caught that he's Protoss, I'm just going to make sure that he doesn't do any kind of cheesy shenanigans or anything like that. And then I'm going to continue doing my build. I'm going to be opening Dark Templars. Decided to still wall off because, hey, why not? I did it anyway. So, also on this map, cannon rushes are very, very cheesy on this map. So always plant your gas close by or closer to your ramp so that they can't get vision on the high ground. But I see right here his core is done. It's actually a little bit of ahead of mine. And he's got full chrono boost. So that is a big red flag to me that he is going to 4-gate. So what I'm going to be doing from this is I'm going to be doing my standard opening, but I'm going to be chrono boosting a lot more units out of my gateway just to make sure that nothing bad happens. And I'm just going to make sure that I have a lot of units to prevent any kind of warp-ins or anything like that. He actually sends 2 probes in here, which I'm surprised he didn't try to plant down a pylon or anything else like that. But I've got a Zealot and a Stalker, so I'm able to make sure that nothing comes out. And I've actually got another Stalker on the way. And I'm not sure if he actually saw that, but to be perfectly honest, I really don't give a shit if they see that my council's down. I want them to have to respond by changing their build up and doing, and by getting a robo just in case. Because if I get DTs, then they're in a lot of trouble. But as you can see here, I've got a Sentry on the way. I've got 2 Stalkers and the Zealot. And in a pretty easy to spot location, I'm able to take out a proxy pylon warping in. Based on my scouting, I didn't find anything else. I didn't check my third though. That'd be my only kind of opportunity. The probe's able to get by, not be able to see too much. I'm trying to plant down a pylon or plant down something of my own. I guess I'd try to build a thing in his base, but it got shot down. So right now I'm on 2 gas. I'm cutting probes because I think I'm about to die. So I want to make sure that I don't lose to anything too cheesy. I've got a Sentry, chrono boosting warp gate. If it's really, really close, I'll even waste a chrono boost just to get stuff out. Adding some redundancy to my pylon. I've got 2 gates up, and a 3rd gate shortly on the way. And again, I think that he's going to apply some pressure or be really, really cheesy, so I really, really want to make sure that he just can't walk up my ramp. Because as long as I get the DTs down, or the shrine down, then I'm in pretty good position. So I decided to send a probe up, try to see if there's anything else he could do. I'm sending another probe to see what's going on, and lo and behold, he's got 4 stalkers and a zealot. So we force field the bottom of the ramp, and with 3 sentries, it's going to be a while before you can get up, and by the time you can actually get up, I'm going to have DTs out in the way. I throw a zealot out there to make him have to worry about it, either by warping and stuff at home, or having to chase stuff around. I'm not sure how successful it is. We'll actually kind of see, but my shrine warps in. I decided to force field preemptively, and as I have energy, or as long as I have money, I'm going to be warping DTs. So he throws a force field down, and all of the stuff is at home based on my scout, so I'm able to push out slightly if I need to. Now, one thing that I'm able to walk into his base, which is good. I see that he knows there's a DT in his base, and I decided to go for the probes. And the thing is that you have to be very, very careful, because if you have DTs, there is a very good chance that he can get DTs. So you want to make sure that you throw down a robo of your own. Since he pulled every single one of his probes, I knew that I was going to be able to be successful. So in a moment, I'm going to be throwing down a robo. I should have done it a little bit earlier, because right as that attack comes, these DTs come. But I'm lucky enough that he doesn't have any money, and he decides to tap out. So the DTs, what the DTs will do, it's not really a rush, as you can see. I mean, they were at his base at about 8.5, maybe 8 minutes. The DTs will force him to do different things. If scouted properly, they're going to go robo. And if they do things like open Twilight on their own, if they do just a 4-gate, if they do like a gateway expand, they're just going to die outright. The DTs are going to go in there without any detection, and they're going to lose. If they do actually do like a robo opening, or even just have a forge and a cannon to be able to lock it down, yeah, I'm not going to be able to kill him outright, but it's going to force him down a path that he doesn't necessarily want to, or is necessarily comfortable with. That'll allow me to be able to get Colossus, or not Colossus, excuse me. What I like to transition to is Charge-Let Archon. I utilize a handful of Stalkers to take care of things like in the air, like Observers, things like that. But getting a lot of Zealots and be able to get an Archon or 2 to stop force fields really negates the ability for Protoss to be able to stop any kind of push. So that was my recording. I hope you enjoyed it.